Hi, my name is Soph and I've been getting a lot of video requests on how to prepare for A-levels now that GCSEs are cancelled, so I thought I'd just make a video running through what you can do. Ultimately, I don't really think you need to do anything, but if you're bored and you want to, here are some things that you can do. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find out what exam boards you're doing. If you're not sure, then email your sixth form or college and they should let you know. From this, you can then download your A-level specifications and look for any overlap with your GCSEs at A-level, because if it does, then you will be expected to remember it from GCSE. So maybe it's worth just going over that and making sure you don't forget it. But besides that, unless you are planning to sit autumn exams, you don't really need to be doing any revision. If you want, there are some CGP headstart to A-level guides. You can get them and work through them. To be honest, it's kind of just like revision of GCSE stuff plus a little bit of extra. They're certainly not essential, but I know a lot of people find them really helpful, so yeah, you can give them a go if you want. You could also ask your school or college if there's anything they'd like you to do in advance, so maybe they want you to read over this certain book, it depends what your subject is. But yeah, they might give you some great advice and they might say, there's if you're doing English, you can read the book that we're going to do, which I think, would be quite helpful. If you're doing essay-based subjects, then I think it would be a good idea to keep writing. So for example, you could write a book, or you could start a blog, or just write some articles, basically anything where you're writing to just keep your skills ticking over, so that when you get to September you don't just forget how to write full sentences. Because having not done any English or anything since year 11 and now having finished year 13 doing maths, further maths, physics and chemistry, when someone needs me to write like a big block of like text, I really struggle, because I'm just like, wait, you mean I can't just write in short little bullet points anymore? You mean I have to write in full sentences? What is this? And yeah, I think that was definitely something I noticed at the beginning of sixth form as well. Having not written for so long, you do kind of forget. So especially if you're doing essay-based subjects, make sure that you keep that ticking over. On the other hand, if you are doing maths and science A-levels, then make sure you learn your GCSE formulae, calculations, all of those things. Like the first bit of A-level maths is basically the hard bits from GCSE, so keep your math skills sharp by doing a bit regularly. For example, Isaac Physics, which I know I always plug, but honestly, it is a great resource. And I think especially if you're doing physics as well, physics and maths especially, you need to keep your math skills just ticking over. Chemistry and biology is less important, but obviously you still do need to, be able to do basic maths. Next thing is make sure that you have all of your supplies, so a bag, paper, stationery, clothes. If your school says you have to be in like smart wear or business wear, make sure that you've got all of that ready. Things like a memory stick, a watch, a hole punch, a stapler, all of those bits and bobs, just make sure you've got them all ready. Set up a designated place to work. So your GCSEs have been cancelled, so maybe you didn't set up your desk and it's still covered in clutter because you never actually started your proper revision. So I'm telling you now, go clear it out, because you will need somewhere to work when you need to do your homework and revision and stuff, and your bed is not a very good place to do that because you will hurt your back and a lot of people go and have a nap, and that's not what you want to be doing. If you have to buy your textbooks, do so now, while year 13s are basically giving them away or selling them very cheap. If your school provides them, then you don't need to worry about this, but I know at my school we had to buy our own textbooks. So yeah, get them secondhand or something, because honestly, the difference in price between a secondhand one and a new one is absolutely insane, and they are literally exactly the same. And even if you were to get a new one, it will look like a secondhand one within a week, trust me. So yeah, you can also flick through them. then if you do want to, just so you've got an idea of what's coming up, but you really don't have to. Next thing is to be ready to go for September. Be well rested, eager, and basically mentally sharp, so you don't have that first week or so where you're still kind of in summer mode and you're trying to wake back up. If you're ready to go from the start, you'll just find the whole transition much easier. Next is to devise your organisation plan. When and where will you work? Are you taking all of your folders to school, or just the ones that you need for that day, or maybe just one with all of your recent work in? Basically, you want to decide all of that now so that you're ready to go, just because it will help you stay much more organised and avoid at Christmas you then having loads of loose pieces of paper and homework half finished that you then have to sort out if you just know what you're doing from the beginning. You also might want to talk to older students, particularly at your school or college, ideally taking the same or very similar subjects to you, just because they'll be able to give you more specific advice. So, about how your specific school runs the course, and specific things to be aware of. So that's something that I did and I found it really helpful. And finally, if you have an idea of what you might want to study at university or what you want to do after sixth form, it would be a good idea just to start looking. You definitely don't have to decide anything yet, but just to have a vague idea of where you might want to apply or what course you might want to do. And it's also about the right time to start doing or start thinking about some super curriculars. So those are extra things that you do outside of lessons that are still relevant to the subject that you're doing. So for example, summer schools, watching documentaries, anything like that. And keep a list of all the things that you did, but also write down what you learned from it, what was good about it, because that will really help you when you come to write your personal statement. So yeah, that's literally everything you could do now that GCSEs are cancelled to prepare for your A-levels. Like I said earlier, you absolutely don't have to do anything, but I know a lot of people want to, so here are some things that you can do. Hopefully you found this helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Bye!